We are girls, and we're going to talk about girl wrestling.
Hello. Welcome to Girl Wrestling Podcast. I am the anti-role model, Emily Palmer Heller.
And I am the honor roll model, Ann Clark.
Good.
Thanks for setting me up there.
So we're obviously talking about Bayley
Hell yeah.
today because have you seen some of the stuff that Mercedes Moné has been posting?
I have heard that Mercedes has been posting some little suggestions that Bayley would have a lot of fun in the promotion in which Mercedes is currently in.
Yeah, she posted like a fake. It didn't look AI to me. It looked like someone made it. But a fake poster for Mercedes Moné Davina Rose match at AEW because we'll get there, but that was her name on the indies on her brief time on the indies. She went by Davina Rose.
I think this would be so exciting. I'm almost like afraid to like get excited about it because it's like something that would disappoint me so much if it doesn't happen.
I mean, so this is what I will say. I think she would be great on AEW. I think perhaps she would get some support that she is not getting from the company that she works for currently. I also think having one of their big stars publicly campaigning for her to join AEW is a really good negotiating tactic for when her contract expires at the end of the year.
100%. I do think it is a little bit of a work because it's just like we know this from our professional lives at vulture.com that like every once in a while you see like so and so's in talks to be in said movie or something, yeah. Or fans cry out for so and so to play said part, and you're like, really? Or is this right. Like somebody's representative being like, let's plant the seeds and also freak out whatever studio we're like negotiating with for a higher rate to like right. show how incredible this would be. So, right. And it works both ways, right? Like you could be working for the WWE contract, would also be a really great way to get them to pay on AEW side for Bayley even more than they might otherwise because they would see the fan excitement around it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think it is like when it happens on like on the company's side, they will often put stories out there that it's like it's a little bit like the April Fool's Day things that companies do where it's like, we're just kidding. This is fake unless you want it to be real.
Yeah, what was the one this year that like was it like an Oreo vending machine or something? It was something like crazy, like or a Hershey's like toppings machine or something for like movie theater popcorn or something. It was some company like that did something like that, and everybody was like, "This would actually rule," and they were like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that happens all the time. It's really fun. It's really confusing for people who play our Cinematrix game because sometimes they will like cheat, which is fine. It's a game for yourself, but it is cheating to Google a performer that's in Cinematrix, and then the like Google AI summary will tell them that they were in something that like they were only in talks for or like were replaced or something, and we'll have to be like, you trusted AI, so you are a fool.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna say a hot take. I do think using AI is cheating. I don't think Googling is cheating.
I think do whatever you want. Like I Google for the crossword all the time.
Oh yeah. You have to. I Google for in the New York Times games connections, or whatever. Sure. Like I often don't know what words are, and I will Google definitions of words, and I'm like, that's just research. That's just studying.
It's an open book.
I'm doing the work. Yeah. I'm showing my work.
So Bayley is delightful. We love her.
She is.
She is 37 currently, which is
Great age.
it's getting up there for a professional wrestler.
It's a
But
great age. No, we saw so many World Cup soccer players that were like 40 years old, and everybody was like, how are they still walking? I think we're entering a generation of people who are going to be young forever. The millennial generation.
well, the peptides will keep us alive forever.
Exactly. We have collagen in everything now. So like our joints, our skin, everything is like hyper lubricated. We've got protein, we've got fiber, we've got so much stuff the boomers did not have and the Gen X didn't even have.
Yeah.
Our bodies are well-oiled machines that cannot fail.
So we're going to live forever in misery.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like being a vampire. How it's like at first it's like cool and then you realize, "Oh, this is a curse and I'm going to go crazy and throw myself in a fire someday." Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Oh my god. So really I'm excited for the segue. Speaking of misery, Bayley wrestled on the indies before she got to WWE as Davina Rose. Like I said, her entrance music was Misery Business by Paramore,
Of course it was.
which is so funny because our local RVA Pro hero, Jordan Blade, went to Bayley's like women's wrestling seminar this WrestleMania season, and she comes out to Misery Business.
Wow. So
In
she got passed down maybe. Perhaps.
perhaps, I mean, it is, I will say, I can't fucking stand Paramore. It is a great wrestling entrance song.
It is. And this is interesting that you can't stand Paramore, but I digress. No, but it is a really good song. Anything that has that like intense guitar chord intro
Yeah.
type deal is a great wrestling song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paramore is and AJ Lee are the same wavelength to me, and it is one that I'm allergic to.
Is it like, because I think I know what you mean. Is it like the sort of like late 90s pop punk, but like in a different font, in a font you don't like? Or do you just not like late 90s like pop punk kind of culture?
I think it is that it is, you know what I think it is? I think it is a little like we hate the things we hate the most about ourselves. Like I think that I at my most embarrassing probably wanted to project that vibe. And I look back on that and I'm like, that is humiliating. You looked like an idiot. And that is the vibe that AJ Lee and Haley Williams are both projecting.
I can massively appreciate that because I think that is also a vibe I have wanted to project, but like wasn't allowed to when I was younger because I had a very strict family. And so to this day, I feel like I'm still trying to project it. Like,
I was allowed to, I was just bad at it.
but see, that's the thing that probably spared me. I was like, I didn't have a child. I was like, I didn't come to it till I was an adult. And then I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
can.
it's humiliating, and my friend who I want to have on the podcast can maybe speak to it because we went to church together. But I to like our church youth group evening meetings would wear these like fingerless lace gloves
Yes.
from Hot Topic,
Yes. Yes.
which is insane, especially because like I'm going to church youth group with all of the, like very, very straight laced sort of
Oh, that's where you do it.
churchy kids.
That's where you do it. You bring your pogs to church choir lock in. Like you
Yeah.
bring your like thing you're passionate about to that world to show everyone how cool you are.
Yeah.
And I think fingerless lace gloves, if I had known you then, I would have been like, Emily is so cool. I can't even talk to her.
No one at church felt that way,
Those losers.
if you can imagine.
Those losers.
But okay, so Bayley, when are you first acquainted with Bayley?
So I first saw Bayley. I can't remember when I first saw her, but the era she was in when I came to her was with the wacky wavy. She was like, I'm a hugger, and she
Yeah,
had the wacky wavy wiggling arm men. The like what do you there's actually a name for them that's not the Family Guy bit. What
I don't. I call them like car dealership guy.
Yeah, she had these car dealership guys that would go up and it was really cool. I personally got a huge kick out of it at the time.
Okay, so this was still on Raw or SmackDown or whatever.
Yes.
You weren't
I
watching
saw
her on
her at a
NXT.
Money in the Bank live
Fun.
in like it yeah, it was probably 2019. What year did Game of Thrones end? Do you remember?
Ooh, no
Because
idea.
it was the same night as the finale of Game of Thrones, which I missed to go to this Money in the Bank. And it was a
Funny.
big Money in the Bank for Bayley because she won the Money in the Bank briefcase and then I believe cashed it in at the same night to I think beat Charlotte Flair.
Oh,
Yeah, because she like came out at the end of towards the end of their match. You know how Money in the Bank, like they'll come out
yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of the match to cash it in, and it's like, oh no, they're so tired, they're not gonna be able to win. um, but it was really exciting, and I missed the Game of Thrones finale, and then had to like I woke up at literally six. It was a Sunday night. I woke up at like 6 a.m. on that Monday to watch the Game of Thrones finale because I didn't want to go to work and have it spoiled.
That's funny. You absolutely would have gotten spoiled at work. That's just
Oh
a
yeah.
hazard of the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. And so I like literally was watching it in the dark before the sun even came up. I was like, I have to just get it in my brain. But yeah, that's my Bailey story.
That's so funny. I famously did not get into wrestling until my daughter was born in 2023, and I think the what I remember getting excited by, like the thing that got me, I was like, oh, maybe wrestling is cool, was the 2023 Royal Rumble, which uh Chelsea Green had like the record shortest rumble uh
Yeah, they
time
immediately
ever.
throw her out, don't they? Like, cause she's like, and
Yeah.
yeah, I remember this. I love
And
that.
I it's Chelsea Green that made me be like, wait, maybe maybe wrestling's really fun because she's
You,
fantastic.
not to go into Chelsea Green because I know this is a Bailey episode, but like, there's something about being a Karen in wrestling that just works so well.
Yeah.
Like anytime a female wrestler is like, I'm gonna be shrill and I'm gonna complain constantly, it's so funny and so good.
It's wonderful. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Bayley was in that Rumble, so I definitely saw her there. Let me find my notes that I made about Bayley. Yeah, so her given her Christian name is Pamela Rose Martinez. Whenever anyone starts talking about Pam, I find that very charming because I have two aunts named Pam, and it just seems
Aw.
like an aunt name.
It is a very aunt name. It's
Yeah.
very aunt. Um, it's very like professional, but like in a night in a warm way. It has
Yes.
like the lady at the office that like you would feel comfortable asking for like a pad.
Yes, it's the face version of a Karen.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so who Pam is. Yeah.
Yeah, Pam is the light side of the entitled white lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Pam, like if somebody's hassling you, Pam will come out and be like, hey, stop harassing her. You talk to me now.
Yeah,
I'm Pam.
which I think is very much Bailey's vibe with the women of WWE. I bet she would kick anyone's ass who was being mean to any of the women
Oh
on
yeah.
that roster.
She has huge like big sister energy, in my opinion. When Mercedes left, I remember when Mercedes left WWE in quite dramatic fashion, and then she was debuting in New Japan, and Bayley was in the crowd, and it was like so cute because people were fans were like taking distant pictures of her just like cheering. And she, I believe, wore a disguise, but it was like it was like some sort of dollar bill covered like getup. But it was just so cute because it was like you knew WWE would not be happy with her being there or being seen there, but it's like she just had to support her friend.
They're friends.
They're
That's
friends.
nice.
I know.
So like part of Bayley's charm is that she was like a huge wrestling fan as a kid. So it is a little like I can I can see myself in you, which is interesting because I do think when she does a heel turn, it is a little bit of that thing that I was talking about with the AJ Lee vibe of like, oh, I see myself a little too much, and actually that's scary, and I don't like it.
I hear you. I hear you. She's kind of fun as a heel to me because she's like a little cartoon character, like you dummy, and it's just
Yeah,
like very cute to me.
yeah. I don't think she's good at being mean because I think she's just a nice person. So I think the heel persona has to. You can be annoying as a
Yeah.
heel.
Ultimately, she's like she like her aesthetic is like skateboarding children's entertainer. Does that make sense? Like professional surfer skateboarder who entertains children at birthday parties.
Yeah, I can accept that. I
Okay,
was gonna
thank
say
you.
she modeled her character a lot off of Macho Man, which I totally see, and that is
Oh,
the kind of the same vibe.
yeah, for sure. Without the skateboarding. But like she's
Yeah,
from San Diego, so it's like, yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, totally. Macho Man is definitely a children's character in the best way.
yes. Yeah, so I saw her on I watched Stephanie McMahon's podcast as research for this podcast. That is what a dedicated podcaster artist I am.
I'm impressed.
I was working while I was watching, so I
Don't.
wasn't giving it my full attention. um, but she told them, Stephanie McMahon and her co-host, who no one knows her name, uh, told them that she wore a Hardy Boys necklace like every day to school,
Oh my God, that's so cute.
which is very like she was the wrestling kid.
Yeah, if you're into, and especially if like you were into the Hardy Boys, like that's so cute.
Well, she's talked before about like getting bullied as a kid, which I am not condoning or endorsing bullying, but like, yeah, if you're wearing a Hardy Boys necklace to school every day, I can see that you would get bullied.
Yeah, especially because I don't know. I mean, this probably wasn't that long ago. But like I could see like if you're into like Macho Man and stuff, the Hardy Boys, they have like, I don't know if you've ever seen Broken Matt Hardy. I think I've told you about him before, where he's like, I'm broken. And so he just talks crazy all the time. And like, it's because he lost and he like went crazy and he's like, I'm broken. And he had his wife like pushing him around in a wheelchair. He's very cartoony. And so I could see that being of the same vein.
Yeah, you're right. She is a kind of a cartoon character in a very
Yeah.
fun way.
It's a goofy thing. It's like that thing where if you've ever, I'm sure you have because you have a child, but like if you've ever watched a children's entertainer,
Yeah.
uh their big thing is like having a lot of confidence, but like the kids have to be smarter than them. Like they have to
Yes.
being like, where is it? I don't what? No, it's not over there is a big part of it. And I feel like so much of Bayley, especially as a heel, is like, it's not over there, you idiots. It's not right behind me. What are you saying? Like, that is so Bayley as a heel.
Yes, very much so. That's yeah, I've not thought about a children's entertainer as a heel persona before, but that's kind of great. Well, I guess Bray Wyatt did that.
Yeah.
I guess it's a little different because he was like Mr. Rogers type guy.
Oh yeah, he was spooky.
Yeah.
He had that spooky twisted kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
A little bit dark.
Right. Right. Bayley's not at all dark.
No. Bayley's like Bayley needs like a big mallet. Like she could have a big mallet and I'd be like, "Yep."
Yes. For sure. She talked about like when she was on the indies really struggling to find a character cuz she said like I just wanted to wrestle. And so they turned that into a character on WWE,
Oh.
which is delightful.
Yeah. It's so much heart.
Yeah. But the I'm a hugger thing came about by accident, and it was because of AJ Lee that happened.
Uh-oh.
It was a match with so she I watched the promo that AJ Lee was the Divas champion at the time, came on NXT and was like, I'll fight anyone for like anyone can have a title shot. And Bayley came out as like an obsessed fan sort of angle and like grabbed her and hugged her in this backstage promo. And then she did it in the ring, like she hugged her in the ring and got a big pop, and it was AJ Lee who was like, do it again. So she like hugged her and used that to sort of like as an offense to push her into the corner, and it got another big pop, so she was like, do it again. And then the next week she was getting chants of Bayley's gonna hug you. That's the chant that she was getting.
I love that. Oh, Bailey's gonna hug you. Bailey. I love that.
That is, I think, the sweetest wrestling chant in the entire world.
It really is. Because you know it's based on so-and-so's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And so it's like the perfect warm little opposite. And I love that.
It's really good.
Our world needs more of that. Wouldn't you agree? Right now more than ever.
Now more than ever, especially the world of wrestling, which is, to be clear, for kids in a lot of ways, but still it's because it's big and broad and to the cheap seats, and like to your point, it's a lot of like, I don't see anything over there.
Yeah. The thing where the lights go down and then they come back up and someone's in the ring behind somebody and everyone's like, oh, and the person's like, what?
Yeah.
There can't be anyone behind me. There wasn't before.
Yeah. It's magic. I was listening to just a comedy podcast, but they were talking about wrestling, and someone was talking about being a LARPer, and they were like, LARPing is professional wrestling, basically. Like professional wrestling is LARPing. You're LARPing as big, strong fighter guys. But so one of them was saying, like, I was gonna say, in LARPing, you can do a heel turn, and if it's not working, you can like walk it back and say it was a curse. And the other was just like, brother, that happens in wrestling all the time.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, I don't know much about LARPing, but that makes a lot of sense. I was watching I don't know if you ever saw Ready or Not. or the
I
sequel
did.
Ready or Not 2?
I saw them both. Yes.
So I saw Ready or Not 1, but Ready or Not 2, I saw on a plane. I was not watching it, but someone across the aisle and one row ahead of me was watching it. And I
That's the way
got
to watch a
really,
film.
I mean, it's like the perfect movie to watch in that way because they had the subtitles on too. So I
Nice.
was just like, they were serving drinks and I was like, move. There. um, but like I loved it because I was watching it, and when you're watching it without the sound, you especially can get that it's like I was like, oh, this is wrestling. This is like a series of matches that they have to fight their way through to get out of this situation. I was like, how? Oh my god! And now I think of all action movies as I saw the Odyssey. I'm like, this is wrestling.
Yeah.
He has to get like he has a match with the Cyclops, and then he has a match with the witches, and it's just like
Yeah. I think Brian said the exact same thing after we saw the Odyssey.
it's the oldest story.
Yeah.
And that's what wrestling is. It's for
Yep.
kids of all ages.
Absolutely. Anyway, Bayley was so she was on uh NXT when the Four Horsewomen. She was one of the Four Horsewomen with Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky.
Yeah.
And because they were women who could actually wrestle and were not just there to wear bikinis and have 30 seconds for a match. Like they actually started getting longer matches,
Yeah.
both because they could do it and also because it was fucking 2015.
And it was like, I think women can do stuff.
Yeah. We
I think
thought Hillary
maybe.
was going to be president.
Yeah. Oh my God. Remember that? Remember when we thought we were going to have a woman president? Oh my God. What a crazy time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So really, the women's revolution didn't need to happen because we weren't going to have a woman president. So what's the point?
Yeah. Oh, dang it. I blame I blame WWE for not getting it done for us. They should have gotten us over the line on that one.
I mean, honestly, it is kind of WWE's fault that we have Donald Trump.
It definitely is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, you're right. I was more right than I realized.
Yeah.
They did take the election for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. um. So she had a match with Sasha for the NXT Women's title. That was like, I think it's still considered like one of the greatest women's matches ever. I was like, I watched it. It is a great match, but it is funny. Like, I feel like I've seen better since then. But I get why at the time it would be like, this is wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. Like I've watched it and I remember being like, yeah, it's a pretty good match. And then you realize like, oh, but like at this point in like WWE history anyway, women were not wrestling that way at all. So it's
Right.
like to have a good match as two female wrestlers in WWE, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes long. They're like,
Which is about as much time as the women in WWE had wrestling since the start of the company.
right.
Like 30
Right.
minutes.
Right.
What?
30 minutes total. Yeah.
That's every women's match we've had for the last 20 years.
Yeah. 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 And they're like really, hitting each other and really going for it. It is a great match. And it is very good, like structurally very good storytelling of like Bayley comes out and it's clear she really wants it. And then, you know, the Sasha comes in and starts beating the shit out of her, and it's like, well, maybe she can't do it, maybe she doesn't have it, and then she does, which
Yeah.
is good.
It is good. It is good.
But so she, I think, has some justified resentment about when, so the Four Horsewomen were rocking NXT, and then Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha get called up to the main roster before her. And that has to suck That has to really suck.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially like it's so funny because like having read Becky Lynch's book, Becky Lynch like constantly like insists that she was not like the best of like she was like I
Yeah.
just had a lot of personality, like I was good, you know, brawler and stuff. And it's also funny because when you think about the dynamics of these four women, like Becky Lynch at that point, like when she came into the company, she had quit wrestling for like 7 years or
Yeah.
something insane. And so it's like if you're Bayley, you're like, wait a minute, she quit. And then she came back and now she's like maybe taking my spot and the other one is a Nepo baby. Like what? I'd
Yeah.
be bitter. I'd be bitter.
I know. And like Sasha's like they're very good friends.
Yeah.
Like
I would be
your
sad.
besties moving on without you.
I honestly, this did happen to me one time at UCB. Like literally, there was a year where like all my friends got on the same mod team and I didn't get on mod, and it's a trauma I still live with to this day. I'm
And
still
that is
healing.
that is my experience with all of my friends that I interned at College Humor with. Got
Oh,
full-time jobs at College Humor and I did not. And I
oh
was
my God.
very sad about it.
Oh, we should change the name of this podcast to Girls Who Got Left Out and Now Watch Wrestling Podcast.
It is the feeling left out to watching wrestling pipeline is real.
Yeah. Oh, hugs. If we could hug each other right now, we would. But
It
no,
would
we're
be it
doing
would be
great
very
now.
appropriate. We're doing great.
Yeah.
College Humor doesn't exist anymore.
I was about to make a joke like that, but then I wasn't sure if that was too mean.
No, it's fine. I have a job now.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say, like, you're employed at a company that's still real.
still exists for now.
Yeah. So I mean, in media, that's a huge deal.
Yep.
Huge deal.
But I feel for Bayley because it's exactly the same.
It is. It is. It is the same.
She did eventually get called up to the main roster, and not I don't think it was that much, that long after, um, the rest of them. But
Yeah.
still, it sucks. Yeah. So she and Sasha are also the inaugural women's tag champions. There was not a women's tag division until
Right.
2019.
Women couldn't tag.
Well, women can't be friends with each other.
Yeah, and also it's like confusing, you know, because you have
Yeah.
to like hold that little rope and it's like, why am I holding a little rope? And then it's like you can't go in the ring until
Yeah.
they touch your hand.
How are you going to keep all that in your brain?
I know. Like even trying to remember it now, I kept having to look at my notes like rope, little rope. Like don't go in ring.
I watched the match for the women's tag belts, and it was an elimination chamber tag match, which is very fun. And Bayley and Sasha were the first, like they started in the ring for elimination chamber and lasted the whole time. So that was very they did a good job. They earned it.
Good for them.
They got the you deserve it chance, and they were very emotional. Actually, it was Beth Phoenix was on commentary and she got very emotional too, which was very lovely.
Oh, I bet. Oh, it's so nice. It's like it's almost a bigger deal when like the crowd accepts and celebrates it because you have to imagine the justification for not like having women's matches in the same way for so long was probably at least internally was something where they said like, well, the crowd doesn't want this or it's like it doesn't sell or whatever. And so
Yep.
when people like it's good to see it happen, but it's even more moving when the crowd is like really behind it because you're like, oh, yeah. It's like when you see people at WNBA games
Yes.
and you're like, oh my God, it's happening. Like,
Yeah.
like people are just accepting women as people. Oh my God.
And again, that is the only reason that companies do something is because they think they will either gain money by doing it or lose money by not doing it. Like that's not a value judgment, that is how capitalism works.
Yes.
So, yeah, like to your point, the crowd being like we want this is the only reason it exists.
Yeah. It was a period in history where I do feel like with there was a lot of things going on. You know, they had the potential woman president. We had you know, the Me Too movement kind of bubbling up and stuff like that. And I do feel like capitalism responded to that by being like, "Oh my God, women are people. We can sell this." And like
Yes.
and like and suddenly there's like lots of like women stuff, including
Yeah.
women wrestlers, and you're like, "Oh my God, it's great." And now they're trying to take it all away. But
Yeah.
it
Women
was
are people. They
it,
also have money.
right? It's like they have money for things besides makeup.
I was laughing watching I watched Bayley on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, which is not a corner of the internet I usually spend time in. And so he, for one of his ad breaks, had an ad for like a boner pill, but I had never heard of it before. And he wasn't like explicit about what it actually was. I was like, what is he talking about? Then I slowly came to understand that was what he was talking.
I was hoping you would break into a Chris Van Vliet impression there.
I don't think I got it in me.
I don't think I do either. I was trying to think of how you would do it, but it's just so much, and I mean this with all due respect, so much nothing. It's like so like what do you call it? Like a stencil of a like media guy. It's like I'm interviewer guy. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the guy in a cartoon character again of like a news guy who's or an interviewer guy. It's like Ryan
Yeah.
Seacrest.
Yes, he is wrestling's version of Ryan Seacrest.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Especially recently, I've been a little bit impressed with some of the questions that he asks because
Yeah.
sometimes he does push a little bit in a way where I'm like, oh, I didn't know he was allowed to do that. Like
Yeah.
literally, that's literally the thought I have of like they let him say that.
Yeah. On Stephanie's podcast, there was a moment where Bayley was talking about her indie experience and basically saying Stephanie had asked her like if she had a moment like a wrestling moment that she remembered with her dad, and she talked about going to her first live wrestling show and then said that that was actually the promotion that she trained with, and she didn't name it, and I was like, are they not letting her say the name of an indie promotion from like 2002? But they did event like Stephanie asked her what the name of the promotion was eventually, and I was like, okay, phew, because that
She had
was
to wait to be asked,
yeah,
though. I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
She's like, if a McMahon is sitting across from me, I will not say it unless the McMahon initiates me saying it.
yep, yep. um it was Big Time Wrestling, I think was the name of their promotion. Oh, she also said she and her brother would put on wrestling matches in their living room, and they called their promotion WFK, for Wrestling for Kids.
Oh my God.
It's so cute. It's so wholesome.
I can't. And also, can I just say something about having a brother? Because Becky Lynch also had a brother who was really into wrestling.
Yep.
Something about being a sister of a brother, you know,
Yeah.
specifically maybe an older brother. I'm assuming it was an older brother. I don't know, but like,
Yeah.
I feel like
I think
that's
so.
having a sibling who wants to fight you physically. I feel like
Yes.
helps you really become a wrestler as a lady.
Yeah, Paige too, which is you will know from seeing
Right.
the film Fighting with My Family.
Yes. The wonderful film Fighting with My like, I actually saw that followed by a Q&A with Stephen Merchant at the Angelica in Manhattan.
Amazing.
I know.
I in watching the women's tag elimination chamber match, there were big ads for Fighting with My Family now in theaters.
It was then in theaters.
Yep. WWE should not be allowed to produce feature films.
No, it was definitely the kind of thing that like the only success it has as a movie is the fact that like Florence Pugh and like Stephen Merchant are involved.
Yep.
Without them, it would be a much worse, unbearable movie.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh, and Headey is a Headey who
yeah,
I
Heidi
keep
Hetty, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
and Nick Frost, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, is her dad. Yes, I forgot
Great
that.
cast. Great
Hagrid.
cast. Yeah. Oh God, today's Hagrid.
Um, yeah, Brian and I do have a project that we have to watch every WWE produced film, and that's going to be a real slog.
There's worse ones though. You
There's,
could do worse.
yeah,
You
there
can
are.
do a lot worse. Have you watched No Holds Barred?
No, Brian's
It's
seen it.
okay. Yeah. Well, once you watch that, there's nowhere to go but up. So
The Marine 7 or whatever.
oh yeah, there's all those like I forget they made all those like movies where everyone's like in the military for some or whatever. It's like their own Fast and the Furious franchise or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Which they were gonna have Randy Orton do, but he wasn't allowed to do it because he went AWOL from the Marines. Because he's
Interesting.
a patriot. It wasn't like a like they knew where he was. It wasn't like he's gone. It was just
Yeah.
like it's like this sucks. I'm leaving.
I appreciate you telling me that, but I did assume that based on the fact that he's like not in jail. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure they eventually found him because
Yeah.
otherwise he'd still be on the run. And like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so funny though. Kind of badass in a way. Not that I think everybody should go AWOL, but like, it's very punk to be like, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Yep.
That's my Randy Orton impression based on nothing. I'm out of here.
She did. I do have in my notes. She won Money in the Bank and cashed in the same night.
Yes, I was there. It was rare. I remember it all too well.
And it was 2019. So your perception of time is spot on.
It was a huge night. It was probably the last night of like normal life. I mean, obviously we had the rest of the year, but like, you know what I mean? Like 2019, those big moments like that, where it's like Game of Thrones ended, Bayley cashed in at Money in the Bank. You think back on it and you're like, oh yeah, back when we were all alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty soon after her Money in the Bank cash in, I think is her heel turn.
Yeah, because that was kind of the end of the hugger era. And then
Yeah.
she gets kind of like, she starts coming out all like mean. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. And that's when she takes on the role model, and it's supposed to be a little sarcastic.
Right.
Or yeah, ironic, sarcastic, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, kind of like yeah, here you go. Fine. Yeah.
Right.
Like a petulant role model a little bit.
Yes. Yes. And then she got injured and she was out for a while. Which she didn't even like injure herself on the show like in a dramatic way. She was just training.
Yeah.
Tore an ACL, which
Oh
sucks.
God, I didn't realize it was a torn ACL. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's hard to come back from.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's impressive that she came back at all. And it was like she was out for about a year.
Yeah, because you got to have like freaking surgery, I think, when you tear your ACL. I don't think they can just be like, wait. You have to like go in there and like snip it back together.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of women soccer players out. I assume boy soccer players too, but I don't watch that. So back to Bayley, she comes back from an ACL tear, and that's when damage control happens,
which is so cool. Like,
yeah,
I remember listening to her talk about that in interviews and pointing out that like they hadn't had a women's faction before. And she wanted to create a women's faction. And it's funny because I didn't even realize that. Like, I was like, oh, right. There haven't really been any women's factions.
Yeah.
And also the fact that like Io Sky was in damage control because I love Io. Io is like, oh my God, she got married. So touching. Anyway, like she's very precious to me. And so the fact that she was in it, I was like, this is a perfect group.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai's cool too. I just don't know as much about her.
Yeah, I know basically nothing about her. By the time I was like actively watching, she was gone. R.I.P.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So damage control starts with her, with Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, which I heard her talking about when she pitched it. She wanted it to be 5. She wanted Raquel to
Ooh.
be their muscle.
Yeah.
I can't remember who else she wanted, but yeah,
That would make
that
sense because that'd be more of like a full faction.
yeah,
When it's 3, it's like a trio. And it's
right.
just a different thing than a faction
Yeah.
and not what she probably was trying to do
Yeah.
initially.
Yep, I agree. But then they do eventually take on Kairi Sane and Asuka. So they do become a larger, they do eventually become a 5-woman group,
Yeah.
but without Raquel.
I also just want to say about as far as Bayley is concerned and her heel turn pre-damage control. I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite names of a show, Ding Dong Hello. I don't remember the bit itself being particularly good, but I just love the name of it, like Ding Dong Hello. It works on so many levels.
I am so charmed anytime they do like and here's a show actually. Here's a show inside the ring, because where else would you do it?
Of course.
In the
It's not
middle
like
of
I
our
have a
television
studio.
taping, because
Yeah.
when else would you do it?
Yeah.
Um I think more I think people are not thrilled by the amount of wrestling that is not on the show currently, which I agree. But I think the weird shows and stuff are wrestling.
Oh, 100%. And something like Ding Dong Hello, where they brought out a door.
Yes.
They brought out a whole door. Like,
Yep.
that's so important.
Yeah.
So important. Anytime there's like
Um,
furniture in the ring, I'm so happy. Pieces of a house, I'm so happy. A
yeah.
door, a desk, like the actual cushy office chairs.
When
Yeah.
they sign the contract in the ring, because again, when else would you do it?
And you have to bring a whole desk into
Of
the
course.
ring to sign a contract because it's professional. It's business.
They did. I'm gonna tell you something else that happened on Raw yesterday when we are recording this, but it'll be like 2 weeks later, so it's moot at this point. But I did laugh at Obafemi and Brock Lesnar have a match at SummerSlam, which I hope to God is finally Brock's last match. But
I was gonna say, haven't they already fought?
this will be the 3rd time. And
God.
the 2nd time after he said he took his boots off and put them in the ring.
And was like crying. He was like
Yeah.
visibly crying.
Yeah.
That was so strange.
So it just means nothing, I guess. But they were gonna have a weigh-in for some reason.
Sure.
And like a week before the event for some reason, because that's how weigh-ins work.
Yeah.
You know. But so they it is gonna be a Hell in the Cell. So they brought the cell down, you know, for reasons, and then had a scale.
Wait, they weighed them in the cell in
Mhm.
case the cell adds pounds?
Well, they weighed Oba in the cell, and then Brock came out and locked him in with a padlock, and then it was just taunting him, walking around. And I was like, so Oba has to break the padlock because he's a big, strong guy. That did not happen. He just threw the scale around, and there were also pretend cops in the cell to keep them from.
Wait, so he's still in there?
I think he's still in there.
He's still in there right now. Oh my God. How's that allowed?
Well, it's funny because Adam Pearce and Paul Levesque were in there too. It was like
They're all still trapped in some
they're
arena
all
somewhere.
stuck in the arena, and I think they're in LA. So
Oh my gosh, at the
someone's got to
Kia,
get them
not
to
the Kia
Minneapolis.
Forum. Wait, there are they at the Kia Forum
I don't know.
or SoFi Stadium or whatever?
I think they're at SoFi, but I could be wrong. So
And
yeah,
the
someone should go check on them.
yeah, the Lakers are probably trying to play or something or
Okay,
practice. I
okay,
mean,
last thing that happened
okay.
on Raw,
Yeah.
because I just watched it last night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Danhausen, who we love, uh had a concert with Joe Hendry, and one of it was a disaster. It was a disaster. Like, he was playing an organ, like a fake organ, and Joe Hendry was playing guitar, and it made no sense. It was not working. And then the Clippers dancers came out and were and were dancing. And then the Minniehausens came out and were dancing, and it was a nightmare of a segment. And I was loving it, because just it's like, this is live television, baby. Like, this is so stupid.
Oh my gosh.
They were kind of doing a silly one.
What were they singing? Do you know?
An invented
A new
a
song?
new song
Oh no.
that was really bad. It was because I believe in Joe Hendry is his song. So
Yeah.
this song was I believe that you are cursed, which really rolls off the
Oh
tongue.
no. That is so WWE though, to take two things that have worked really well in other
Yeah,
places and be like, let's just mash it together and do it.
yeah,
And it doesn't work.
not at all. They were really doing a silly one last night in a way that I really appreciated and want to keep the energy up, but probably won't because people hated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
LA Knight had a really good promo too. He was getting a little silly with. He was given like a Macho Man promo.
He would be a good Macho Man like type guy.
Yeah,
Because that yeah is very like
yeah.
Macho
He
Man.
was he was rattling off names of streets in LA, so people believe that he's from LA and not Maryland.
That's really funny. Oh my God. Was he saying like Vine, La Brea?
Yeah, Sepulveda.
Even I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, we are not here to talk about a Raw that will have aired 2 weeks ago. By the time this goes up, we are talking about Bayley.
Yeah, well, we're having fun.
Yeah, so Bayley was in damage control, and then she turned back face when the group turned on her, which is very sad because they bullied her
Yeah.
in the way that she was bullied as a child.
Yeah, I really did not like that whole the way it ended, mostly because I like knew why she wanted to make damage control, and it like just read to me that whole thing where they turn on her and they expel her and they're like bullying her. It just bummed me out because one, it was like I don't know, it didn't feel good. And two, it was around the time that that Mercedes stuff was happening, if I'm recalling correctly. And Bayley was like showing up to support her and like supporting her online. And so there's part of it that I read as an audience, as a smark. I was like, this is the company punishing her in a way for like, or passive aggressively, like, making things worse for her to like punish her for going outside of their world. And it made me upset.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I wouldn't either. Yeah, I was like, this feels vindictive because it was like so not it was so not a story where I was like, yeah, this makes sense and this is a fun thing that you do narratively. It just felt petty and weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I am not saying I think that is what happened. I'm saying I think that is entirely possible. I also think they're just run out of runway for stories. Like, I think Paul Levesque as a uh as a head of creative is like he sees the runway and is like, okay, we have plenty of runway. It's like, okay, well now you have to like actually land the plane. And he's like, no, we have plenty of runway, and eventually you run out of runway.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like kids that are like, oh no, yeah, I'll do my homework later. And you're like, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
When's later coming?
Where are we going with this?
Yeah.
When's that Cody heel turn coming?
Yeah. Seriously, my God. But when was the Cena heel turn coming? For 5 minutes in his last year.
Yep.
That's when it was coming, and it was pretty good when it happened, but waited 25 years for that.
It's because they're worried they were not going to sell enough t-shirts.
All for a guy we can't even see. But yeah, I was mad about the damage control Bayley situation. I was not happy with that.
Yeah, well, it is interesting. Bayley has been compared to like the female John Cena, which is interesting because she actually turned heel and he didn't until the very last second.
Yeah, well, she has to also. Like, she has to keep it. She can't. No woman could do what John Cena does, and I mean that derogatorily. Like,
yeah.
But what I have not been keeping up with recent stuff with Bayley. Like, what after the damage control and the bullying? Do you know what her thing has been?
Yeah, she has been so she was tagging with Lyra Valkyria for like the last year probably, and then Lyra turned on her relatively recently, and now Lyra is doing like a crazy girl gimmick, but not in like a not in like an AJ Lee, like I'm gonna get you sort of crazy, like a full like girl interrupted. She is her hair is crazy. She's like not wearing makeup in her promos. She's wearing like sweaters with holes in them, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching. I'm not saying it's working. I'm not saying it's not working, but I am watching because I think the gimmick of just that she's a bird lady, I guess, was not working at all.
No, I just want to say, welcome back, Nikki Cross. I don't know if you ever watched Nikki Cross, but this is reminding me of Nikki Cross. Yeah. She lives.
yeah, Nikki Cross lives. She is kind of doing that. But
I do mean that in a flattering way because I did love Nikki Cross. I think that's great.
Yeah. So she kind of beat up Bayley recently in a way that people were kind of interpreting as like maybe a way to write Bayley off for a while her contract is renegotiated, but like her contract's not up till the end of the year. Like I don't think that would. I don't know.
Well, what I've been hearing, the scuttlebutt I've been hearing, is that TKO, the new owner of WWE, has been like redoing people's contracts, even the ones that are like in, because that's what happened to Sheamus, right? Like Sheamus,
right?
Like he got his money like halved or something. Like they're renegotiating everybody's contract, even though they still, and that's been a big thing with like AEW scooping people up because it's like, well, yeah, if you're not even going to honor the contract that you give people, why would anyone stay? So maybe they're doing that with her, where they're starting to.
Could be. I mean, TKO has sounds like been more than happy to let go people who have given their all to this company in a way that a good reminder that the company can never love you back.
No.
Do not kill yourself for a company.
No. Please don't kill yourself. Especially not for a company.
Yeah. But that's what Bayley's been up to. Oh, though I did see she was a house show recently, which apparently they're doing some house shows. And
Oh,
I want to do that. I want to go to that. That sounds
yeah. I thought
more
they'd
fun.
stop doing those. That's
They kind of
interesting.
had, and then they're calling them like live events now, but they're house
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
Um, but I also think they're using them for, because they know everyone's just filming stuff now, like they're using them to further storylines in a way that feels like a shoot, but is still very much a work.
That's, I hate to say it, that's really brilliant and crazy in a good way.
Yeah.
That's
I
like, what?
uh it was there was some footage from house shows of um Io and Rhea, like not like almost kissing, like very actively queer baiting.
Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of like, yeah, I've seen some of that stuff. I
Uh,
also I say that's brilliant because it's like some of the best wrestling clips I've seen have been fan
yeah,
videos from the crowd. Like when Kyrie Sane is like and she's falling behind the barrier. Like yeah, some of the best content
yeah,
you get is from people ringside.
yeah.
Um
So I did see footage from a recent live show that Bayley came out and beat the shit out of Lyra Valkyria. So it does seem like she is still like, it seems
yeah.
like maybe I think Lyra was having a match with Solruka, maybe. But so that made people think that maybe, oh, okay, now there'll be a triple threat for the women's international intercontinental belt. But Raquel's women's intercontinental champion now. So who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Who knows? But I'm glad that Bailey has decided to beat up the mentally ill. That's
Yeah,
fun.
that's real face behavior
Yeah,
in WWE.
it is.
That's what we do. We
It
beat up
is.
the mentally ill.
Yeah, people who are just clearly disturbed and not well, we're
Yeah.
gonna fight them.
Yep. That'll show them.
Yeah, get her.
Well,
Well, that's fun.
we will see what happens with Bayley. TKO seems willing to let people go.
Yeah, they don't seem to be making very many like wise decisions, but you know, all of our leaders are kind of dumb. I think
Hot take.
we're at a point in history where a lot of the people in charge are not particularly wise.
I did have the thought the other day uh about Paul Heyman is so very good at what he does, and like this is why we need things like professional wrestling, is like if he used his talents for politics, he would very easily be Donald Trump, but he doesn't. He uses them for wrestling, and that is a net good for the world.
Yeah, he would be like yeah, he would be like a Stephen Miller but so much worse
Yeah.
somehow. Like he would
Yep.
manage to be worse.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's better at it.
Yeah, because like, you know, a lot of the people around Trump are just kind of ghouls who
Yeah.
can barely like there'd be nobody without him because they're all horrible to look at and they're bad at talking. But like he would be good at talking.
Yeah. So thank God he hasn't moved
Yeah.
that. I'm sure he voted for Trump.
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt in
He's
my mind.
he's a rich dirtbag, of course he did, but
Yeah.
he's not talking about it, and for that we thank him.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Heyman. Thank you, Mr. Heyman. Thank you, Mr. Heyman. No, it would be thank you, Heyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, we'll we'll close on Bayley being
Okay.
a delightful presence, and I think AEW needs more good women on their
Yep.
roster.
I can't think of anything funnier and by funny I mean like amazing in a wrestling way, than like Bayley versus Tekla. I know Mercedes is like, oh, me and Bayley, and that's true. They should definitely fight each other. But Bayley versus Tekla would be epic. It would just be perfect.
Those energies would really complement each other.
Yeah, because the Tekla's the similar kind of like heel in a way where she's like, yeah, and I just it would be fun to see those energies clash.
Yeah, also very cartoony. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I want to see it.
Okay, well, we will, I think perhaps use this to kick off a series on the Four Horsewomen, but no promises if we don't make that happen.
Yeah, I might throw a fit. I might just start puking and being like, no.
That would be good content. Just do it on camera.
But no, I vote we do continue doing it as a series because I like to talk about the Four Horsewomen.
Great. All right, done.
Done.
Bye.
Bye.